Hello and welcome. Lynn the Sim here, and today we are doing a tiny home build. So, in my free time, I have been doing a Rags to Riches challenge, and I accidentally started playing in the wrong world. And it was, I think, 2 days left of fall, and so I needed some sort of housing very quickly. And I discovered, or I remembered seeing someone else playing, and that the roof piece is a perfectly functional housing piece and it's also free. So I used it as the house for my sim, and then I used a $50 door, and then I had a $50 house. So it worked out really well. And so this is me just kind of playing around further with that idea, trying to figure out like how cheap it could be if you like used everything that was free, because painting the roof is also free, and then the concrete slab that I put down, that's also $0. And so up until adding this bed, it was a $80 house, 80 simoleon house, because of the window was 30. And so I'm just kind of playing around. At first I was only going to use base game and university because I was dead set on having that shower. Like, that is the only shower you should ever use in a build this small, because of how little space it takes up and that you can walk right through it. And so I was set on that. And then I think the final build ended up having Discover University, City Living, and Get Together. And I feel like those are three fairly popular packs. So I think it's going to be a fairly accessible build. But, you know, to each their own. I think the final build I used Sitting Living for the kitchen stuff, which is the fridge, cabinet, and the stove. And then Discover University was the, excuse me, the word, the shadow. Oh my god, the shower. I can't deal with this today. And then I don't actually know what I used from Get Together, but it was something. I'm sure I'll figure it out as we go through here. But here I am kind of turning it into more of a tiny build, because it doesn't become a tiny home until you add walls. So the one thing about these A-frame roofing houses is that if you don't add walls, it doesn't count as a tiny home, because you need at least 4 tiles placed for it to be a tiny home, which is only mildly frustrating, because when I put down the roof, I was like, oh, I can have a tiny home. This can like make my Rags to Riches challenge so much more interesting. And then, oh no, I can't. They don't count. Part of me was like, maybe I should just like add an outhouse, but I really didn't want to spend the money, so I just waited until I had enough walls. There was a good period where the only actual wall I had was the wall I put the shower on, because I didn't put the shower on the side wall by like the door or the window. I just like built a wall on the left or right and just added it. Whew. And I was so sad I couldn't make the bathroom 2 tile. That was something I was really trying to do, but apparently you can't do it without bb.move objects, and I was determined not to use that cheat for this lovely tiny build for some reason. I wanted to make it difficult. And so I think in the end it is like a 15 tile home. No bb.move objects was not used. I did use debug for landscaping, but like as far as the interior of the house, didn't use any cheats, so that was fun. And right about here I'm like, I know I can make this smaller, I just don't know how off the top of my head yet. And so I'll like start adding walls and just seeing what I can do to make it like small, but also, I don't know, trying to figure out how to like make it work. Because right there I was like, okay, let's see, how much of a difference would the 32 tiles be, like the difference between what I have now and then making it 32. And I was like, that's too much room, I want less room than that. And so I start moving things out, moving things around, trying to figure out how to make it smaller. And I think eventually I just take everything out of the house and make it smaller and then make everything fit. And it does work, and I'm super excited, because I added this little chair and the TV above the stove, which is functional, by the way. But I didn't like it. I felt like it was too much for a tiny starter home that was supposed to be like painful to live in. So I ended up not doing that. But yeah, I had a lot of I struggled a lot with this one, just trying to figure out how to make it as small as possible. I don't know why I wanted to make it as small as possible. I built this tiny box and I was like, I want it to be tinier. Give me fewer tiles. Make it as small as I possibly can. All right. So I bit the bullet and I bought the Journey to Batu pack since it was on sale. Because, like, I kind of wanted the flooring that came with it, and there are a few cute plants and things, and I'm primarily a builder, so I was like, I don't mind paying, what was it, $10 for it. If it's that cheap, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just get it, whatever. But yeah, that was me going through and getting rid of all of the gold new item indicators. Although I can never get them all the way away. There's some sort of bug in my game where there's something in decorations and children's toys that's just like, nope, sorry. Ah, yes. And I'm almost to about where I'm almost done with my layout. I spent a lot of time figuring this out, and I was like, wait, nope, let's move the bed. I want this over here and that there. I honestly had a lot of fun with this. I feel like I would actually use this one myself as a tiny home. Like, once I get a, like, if you're doing a rags to riches challenge, this would be fun for, like, okay, once I get, I don't know, $3,000 and I can get this house. I think it was $3,500 altogether. I was like, okay, I just have to save up that much money, which if you're dumpster diving and like doing everything you can to make money, that's pretty easy to do, especially if you start in the like spring or summer, because then you don't need a roof for a while. And so it worked out. I'm excited. I like this build. I played again with having a TV above the kitchen. Again, it's functional, but I felt like it was too much for this particular build. So there's no TV in the house. There's no entertainment. I figured, you know what, if you want to be a starter person and like do this from scratch, you're gonna do it the hard way. You're gonna do it without a computer. You're gonna do it without a TV. Like, you gotta work for it. Sorry, guys. And the roof. The roof wasn't super complicated. I've seen enough other builds and I've played enough with roofing to know how to make it look okay, but I'm still honestly not happy with it. Although, fun fact, this does pretty much, like, the layout of the house, this little Z shape I've got going on, that's what my dorm room was laid out like. So this is more or less my dorm room in college. It was a Z shape like this. It's funny going through the beds trying to figure out which one would be the most adult, because they're all kids. It's a kid's bed, and I'm like, well, I guess this one is the least kiddo like. I guess, like, have a girl live here. I don't know. Go dumpster diving. You'll find a decent bed. Just replace it. It's expensive, but just like replace it or whatever. Or, get eco lifestyle if you don't have it and build one. Build a bed. Use the maker stuff and build a bed. You have to be like level 7 to make a bed, but you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. I have to say, I don't usually play or use debug all that much. It's something I don't use in my like day-to-day builds, but like for this one, I was like, I don't want to sacrifice, like, this would be the lot if I didn't do any debug, like, other than the painting I'm doing right now, the landscape painting. If I didn't do this, this would be the build, the whole build. No plants. It's just like this tiny little house on this lot, and it's not a large lot. It's just a 20 by 15, and so it was. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna go all out. We're gonna do the whole. We're gonna go all the way. I need plants. I need trees. I need something, and so I did go into debug, and I got I think I got like a few trees. I tried to get plants from Discovery University because I think that was the build that was the world I put this in. I honestly don't remember. I can't keep track. I think this is Brightchester. I don't play in here enough to just recognize it, unfortunately. Like, I never do gameplay. And so the fact that I'm doing this Rags to Riches challenge is totally off the wall for me. I don't do gameplay that much anymore. It used to be all I did, but then like recently, gameplay is boring. I want to build. Like, let me create something. This is as creative as I get making a Sims house. Like, I can't draw. I can't come up with ideas. Like, I'm not good at being creative. This is the only place where I can actually manage it. Like, and it actually turned out okay. Like, honestly, this house does look a little whack. Whack? Is that really what I just said? Looks a little weird. And so, but I think it's cute in its own way. I feel like once I added all the plants and everything, it got like it really started to get that cottage vibe. Like, what did someone else said? Like a Miss Honey. I can't remember it. Plumbella, I think, recently did a build where she like wanted to make a Miss Honey thing. Or maybe I might be like really behind on my Plumbella like videos. But like a Miss Honey's house kind of vibe from Matilda. Like, it kind of felt like it had that, and I was really excited about it. It turned out really cute. I don't know why I did so much of the cute landscaping in the back instead of the front where you'd see it, but you know, we all have our troubles. I hope you all are doing well in this COVID presidential season. It's all insane and I can't deal. I use The Sims to cope and it works really well for me. I hope it works for you too. The Sims is like a very nice escape for all the stupid stuff that's going on in the real world. And before you all comment, yes, I know I forgot a trash can. I did do some post-edit adjusting to this build. I modified the roof. Like, I changed the shingles, I added a trim, and I added a trash can. So don't worry. It is still under 4,000 simoleons in The Sims if you wanted to place it. So just throwing that out there. I know, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really tried. But it didn't even hit. Like, I mean, you saw me place one earlier in this build. Like, I placed one and then I deleted it. Because I was playing with the dumpster idea. And then I deleted the dumpster. And then we just didn't have any sort of trash can at all. I had a lot of fun. I was surprised at how easily I found the trees. I was certain it was going to be a lot harder to find the trees in debug because I don't use debug that often because of how painful it is to scroll through. Okay, but we're into screenshots, so I am going to hop off. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I hope your week goes well, and I hope you enjoy this build. Thank you all for watching.